Bernie Madoff said he had no excuses before a federal judge sentenced him to 150 years for masterminding the biggest Ponzi scheme in world history. For more on the sentencing and for more on the victims, Bloomberg's Gigi Stone joins us from the courthouse in Lower Manhattan.
Matt, it was a dramatic day in court as victims shared their stories, many of whom lost their entire life savings. They are very angry with Bernard Madoff. They called him a beast. They called him an evil lowlife. Now, joining us is one of the victims who spoke in court. She had very emotional testimony, Sharon Lissauer. She lost her entire life savings to Madoff, a former model. Thank you so much for joining us, Sharon. I'm so sorry for what happened to you. When Bernard Madoff addressed the investors and said that he is sorry, what was going through your mind?
I didn't believe he was sorry because he would have never done this for so many years if he had been sorry. And I said in court, I begged him. I didn't ask him. I begged him and said if he were really sorry and this was really true, that he would. I know he has hidden assets. I know he has offshore accounts, which are very difficult to get. And if he really truly felt any remorse, then he would arrange for them to come back, or his family, who has, I'm sure, hidden assets that was obtained from this horrible fraud. I would believe that they would also disclose where they are, and that's the only thing that would make the victims a little bit whole. The fact that he goes 150 years in jail, that's justice has been done. The 12 years that his lawyers asked, justice wouldn't have been done. But what is that really going to do for the investors? Not that I enjoy to see somebody suffering in a jail cell, but would be much more productive if he had billions of dollars in offshore accounts, if he brought them back, and even if investors got 50% of their money back, I would be in heaven.
Have you been able to recoup any of your life savings?
No, I haven't. I'm really very much in trouble. I can't. For the first time, I'm very frightened of my future. Modeling is very slow right now because of the economy, and it's very difficult to pay my bills. And what's worse is, I used to be a very trusting person because I had a European upbringing and I was taught that. And for the first time in my life, I don't trust people anymore. So he's changed me. He's changed me as a person.
So sorry to hear your story. Thank you for joining us and sharing it with us. And that was Sharon Lissauer, one of Madoff's victims, who expressed emotional disbelief at what Madoff did. She did not believe that he was sorry, as he said to the investors that he was. And most of the victims have not been able to recoup any of their losses. A trustee was appointed by the court, Irving Picard, to recover some of Madoff's assets. And prosecutors have so far identified 1,314 victims, account holders, at collective losses of $13 billion. But they say it could take 10 years before they're finished recovering Madoff's assets. Back to you, Matt.
All right, Gigi, thanks very much.